Hey all, welcome to Billionaire channel. And today we'll bring one more educational video along with the recording of my first trade today. Just wanted to show you how exactly I trade. Watch, the timing is around 9:14.3 and I'm going to start and then we will comment on how the trading happens. Don't worry about all these charts on Zerodha, they are nothing. I was just observing how Arun works or stochastic works, but I don't use any of these indicators. It's a 2-year-old template. So it is 9:20. So, all right, what happens whenever we place a trade? Now, this trade was placed right at the opening. I'll tell you why exactly I placed this reason. Okay, before we continue further. Okay, this was a trading setup today. So I usually use both pivots and candle pivots, but today I was using initially this would be my setup. Okay, so we have daily CPR so that you can identify, and we have this, and there is something which I always use. This is the 200-day moving average. Now this is the central pivot. This R3 or L3 is the Camarilla pivot, where this is the selling zone, below this is selling zone. About this, it takes support and move to the next Camarilla pivot. This is exactly how we do it. Understand the Camarilla pivot. Now you know the central pivot acts as a support and resistance. Now, this morning my planning was when the market went down after taking support here. So this is again a what do you call a kind of cluster where market sharply went down. I wanted to see whether this is not exactly a swing high, but nevertheless it is still a high. If you consider, it's still one of the small swing high, A B C. You will get A B C pattern here. So I wanted to see whether it's going to take support, goes about 200-day moving average, and always about 200-day moving average at the opening, or most majority of the time. If there is any bull strength, market keeps going in one direction. If no strength, my stop loss was whether below this candle, below this 200-day moving average, I would have exited. Right, that was my strategy. Below this 200-day moving average or below R3, if price had gone down, I would have exited. Now let's see what happens. So, and one of the reason why most of you are afraid while placing the trade is whether it's 9:30, 9:45 or 2 p.m., 3 p.m. Most of the novice traders don't consider it's a trade. There's some people, they think, oh yeah, it's a stop loss, but it is not accepted. When you see the loss, your mind will go wild. All right, so just see what happens here. This is exactly what happens in most of your trades, right? I placed the trade, but I wanted to place it at 117, but since it's an opening market order got executed at 121. Just see, so here the profit goes to 3,900 something, right? After a lot of deliberation, few seconds, and immediately profits goes to minus. Now this is where majority of the people, including me, even I'm a human being, where until we grow as a trader, will tend to exit quickly. All right. Now after going to 2000, 1500 loss, see again market started moving. Now here, this is scalping. My scalping method uh, does not have what do you call level to level. So 5,685 was my profit. It is around 10 points per 500 quantity. So I entered here. My exit was near this double top. So most of the professional traders may consider it's not a good risk to reward, but this is exactly how I trade because as said, I'm a working professional. My target would be 10 points to 15 points, and overall I usually target 5 to 15% of my capital. So these were the three trades I took. My last trade was taken at 931.16. Yes, after that, were there any trade? We will discuss that. But this is where I ended. Every trade after first trade, 10 points. Second trade, I went for 5 points. And the other trade for 5 points. Overall, I took around 20 points for 500 or 10 lot capacity and closed my trading. All right. Now, once market went and broke this one. I was anticipating if it breaks R1, I would enter. So above R1 is a breakout. If R1 would have broken, I mean, usually I consider, sorry, if R4 Camarilla is the breakout. If this gets broken, usually I anticipate R1 also to get broken, because that indicates in the opening candle there is strong momentum going upside. So once I saw that, market is respecting Camarilla pivots, I switched only to Camarilla pivots. And if you had seen my yesterday's video, because of the wide CPR, I had informed you that today would be a range bound day, right? It's a range bound day. We can remove 200-day moving average as well, so that we can just focus what is needed. So most of the times when you see my charts, there might be a lot of things, but understand that we don't need any of these things. Only pivots is enough for price action. So market goes, takes resistance here because R4 is a selling zone. Okay, it's a sell zone. So you have a doji, after doji one pin bar. So in this pin bar, I took around 5 points. That is where my last trade was. See the timing, 9:30. So I thought it will go up, but anyway, I usually stick to my goal of as said, 5% to 15% of my capital. 1 lakh is my capital. Once it achieved, that's it, done for the day. I'll focus on the work. Now here we had week to wick engulfing candle formed near a selling zone. Suppose if you are on short side, where should you take the trade? This is where you should take the trade. But today, for some reason, we had a gap up of 100 points. So usually going short side, is it advisable? I don't know. You guys should decide based on your experience. But if you're talking about any entry, as said, every trade is a risk. This is the most appropriate entry because your stop loss is very close by, and then you can take a counter trade towards a breakout end and make money. Now market comes here. Where was the second probability entry? This one. Now this is a price action. Yes, this is a price action. Market gives three black crows. See here, good decent red candles, but you have a very solid buying candle. It's a green candle, it's a solid candle. So definitely this was a buying candle near R3. R3 below is sell, R3 above you can buy. It's clearly acting as a support. So near pivot buy, and market went here. See here, you got another signal here. Yes, market was very choppy, but again, where is it facing? It's a double top. Double tops won't break in one go. It always takes 2-3 attempts. Okay, very rarely the double top and double bottom gets broken in one go. So again, slowly market forming, everything is overlapping candles, came and touched here. But again, this was a good entry. Yes, this was a good entry. See, I'm not marking my entry. My entry needs a lot of practice, and I take high risk during the opening because I have a time bound. And do not forget, last Thursday I had 21,000 loss, which I recovered and then made 3K profit on top of that. Why the 21K loss? Because of early morning entry, volatile entry. So since I have a cap of 10 a.m., before 10 a.m., most of the times, 99% I close my trades. But anyway, if you are a professional trader, there is nothing wrong in waiting for half an hour to 1 hour to pick a trend. This was at 10:20. So after 1 hour, the high was established, low was established. This is a double bottom. One could have taken a trade here and exited here with this red candle. And if you are a counter trade, these were the trades. But since it was a gap up, let's consider above R3. We will wait again for this day. So in pivot boss, this is something called as range bound day. We had a white CPR. So again, at the range high, people will sell. At the range low, people will buy. So here only responsive buyers and sellers are participating, people who are what do you call sensitive to prices. Now this pin bar was a beautiful entry. So here I was having lunch, and by the time I saw my chart again, prices were here, just I let go of it. See, this is a pin bar where price went up. But if you have seen my pivot price action video of 2 hours in YouTube, I have given you 4 types of candles, 4 to 5 types, exactly uh, which pivot boss had covered in Secret of Pivot Boss. This is a very strong price action. After the break, this was a complete red candle where people came, purchased and moved the price up. So if you had taken an entry immediately, keeping your stop loss below, because remember this is a pivot, high probability entry, and you know it's a range bound day. One could have had uh, 50 points till here. 60 points with red candle I saw 75 to 125. It was 130, 35 something. With this red candle it was 125, 50 points. So even in a range bound day, since we have a clear defined boundaries, one could have traded and made more money. So I made 20 points, but somebody who is professional, who is a full-time trader, can make 100 points even in this such a range bound day. Hope this was helpful. See, I'm not talking about any other entries. I'm talking about only pivot entries because this is very important for you guys to understand where exactly you need to take the trade, right? You can consider this as well because this is wick to wick engulfing candle near selling area. So altogether you had 1, 2, 3, 4 trades. Even if you had scalped, it was very easy to scalp around 40, 50 points today. Now let's see how tomorrow will be. So for tomorrow, what do we need? We don't need Camarilla pivots. I just need tomorrow's pivots. So before we go to why I see, because I'm an intraday trader, I'm not a positional trader, so I'm very particular about pivots and other stuff. So this was an ascending CPR for today, and market exactly went into range bound because of the wide CPR, and it has also closed above this CPR, forming a narrow CPR for tomorrow. You see last few days, yes, market was in very, very range. We had almost a wider CPR. See here, this is a narrow CPR. So whenever you have a narrow CPR, you need to anticipate market will give a range breakout. If you see last 4 days, okay, more or less market is in this range. So I tried to break out yesterday, came down, right? So considering this range, so this is the R1 pivot, the R1 pivot. Let me make it big. Some people complain that they cannot see it. All right. Hope this is visible. Okay, I made it full screen now. So this is the range and 17,210. If you see 17,208, 210, we have again market tried to break and came down, and where is S1 is at 17,083. So the range of the current playing ground for Nifty is 17,210 to 17,075. So let's consider around 225. Oh, sorry, how much it is? 125 points, 135 points. Okay, 135 points. Now if tomorrow, if R1 is broken here about 232, 17,232 previous day high and R1 pivot, where do you see the next resistance? The next resistance is here. If you want me to mark, I will mark so that you guys can see the clear levels. This is R1, this is S1. All right. So the low of the day is also very close by 17,064. You can keep this. Okay. So 17,065. I'll remove S1 here. If 17,065 is broken, market will go towards 17,693. And then we have a sharp reversal pin bar. We can keep this one. These are the levels for tomorrow. Do we have any other level? Oh yeah, see, this is a very strong resistance. Gap down, right? Hope this is visible now. So for us, For tomorrow, these are the levels we have. This range of 17,324 to 17,356, around 30 points range would be a very strong resistance. For some reason, if this resistance is broken, then understand bulls are back and they can take prices further high. How much further? I don't know. We need to see the level. But for intraday purpose, we have the levels given here and you need to trade accordingly. And again, if tomorrow price opens within the range, now if it opens within today's range, so for third consecutive day, market will be in previous 2 days range, and consider that market might go into a very tight range bound where there can be no trade at all. This is also a possibility, but considering it is a Wednesday and day after tomorrow is the expiry week, most of the times Wednesday, like last 2 days, will give the moves. These are also last 3 days on both sides. You can anticipate moves on both sides, but by experience, narrow CPR, you need to anticipate a breakout if price sustains above R1 or S1, and hopefully it helps. And then look for the next levels. So yes, it's a breakout, but we do have upper resistance. So you need to watch out for those resistance. If it is within the day's range opening, wait for the range to be broken. Do not expect a continuous 20 days where you can take trades both sides. So market also needs to consolidate. Looks like market is trying to consolidate at the lower level. So tomorrow will be very crucial to see how the days will progress. And along with that, I wanted to bring you to the daily, because this is important. If you're positional, people watch daily. So yesterday I said this momentum is very strong at the bottom end, right? At the bottom end, this kind of formation, whenever you see, I forgot to tell you this, we have one reversal pin bar, or you can call whatever doji, okay, and other one is a reversal pin bar. And again, you have a small wick at the bottom. When you see these two, right, this indicates an opposite reversal pin bars. Consider this price action. So this indicates a pause in the ongoing trend. So if it forms at the top or at the bottom, you need to consider it as a pause. Pause, people are confused whether to take it up or whether to take it down. And after this, we have seen a small bodied green candle, which is a good sign that it seems like market has made a decision to take the price up. Till when the price can go, you can easily identify here itself. This is a central pivot and you have a wick here. So that is nothing but 17,324 and 17,358. What is the level we are seeing here? 17,324, 17,356. So 2 points, what you call, you can give it a discount. So we have the clear resistance at the top, a small gap. So if this is taken out, then market can go further up, maybe till the 20 DMA. Once the 20 DMA is taken out, market goes. So what is the importance of 20 DMA? Watch here. This is the importance of 20 DMA. Okay. And then we will close our video. So let's remove all the moving averages. So we have pivots and 20 DMA. This is hourly time frame. So pivots works everywhere. If you are a positional, you need to work. Say suppose if you are seeing this buying candle, strong pin bar, once you buy here, you will hold keeping your stop loss below this pin bar or near S1, because that is why the stop loss is for positional traders. And then you will consider going up. Okay, see here, central pivot, someone would have booked. Near central pivot, you have a reversal pin bar. See, market comes down near the range. Now, what I wanted to show was this 20 DMA. Yesterday, tried to break and 20 DMA, wick to body, engulfing candle, market went down. You can see multi-time frame also to catch the price action bars and keep it long, seeing that, okay, on hourly time frame, you have a wick to body engulfing candle and it is below 20 DMA. And then market tried this morning, went up. So it is taking support on 20 DMA. sideway. So tomorrow hourly, if it maintains about 20 DMA, anticipate price will go to central pivot 17,271, and see this is again a support 17,369. So if it goes above 17,369, then it will break this resistance and market can go further up. Can it happen tomorrow? It can happen, it might not happen, but these are the levels and the insights which I would like to give. Please do share, subscribe, and support us. We will bring more quality videos. If you want to understand the real price action, please do not pay anybody any amount. You have a 2 hour long video. I know YouTubers don't last for 10 minutes, but 2 hours, you can cover it in a week's time. Watch it. You will definitely learn how to identify the price action and use pivots. And there's another video on Camarilla pivots. If you're fascinated with Camarilla, you can watch Camarilla pivots as well. That's a 25 minutes long introduction video, and it will enrich your understandings of pivots. Thank you so much. Have a good day.